Hello children, good morning. Children, today we will be taking English Unit 5. We have completed our term 1, right? So everyone of you all take out your term 2 books. Here we will be taking up lesson Blessed Wolf. Blessed Wolf, Unit 5, page number 5. So children, you all are familiar with this animal. That means we did not touch and we did not make friendship with any wolf. But we know that there is a kind of animal who is wolf. Okay, this one you can see here, this is a wolf. Wolf belong to dogs family. Okay, there are different kinds of wolf, foxes and jackals as well as the dogs. So these all animals look similar to each other, but some features are much different than another one. So children, here we are talking about wolf. Wolf is a wild animal, as you know. We cannot tame it. But some people, especially the foreigners, like to tame means what? Rearing. Like keeping the animal as a pet. We cannot keep an animal who is a wild animal in our home, right? Because wild animals depend on meat, flesh food. What if they attack one of us or our small siblings or small kids in our home? That's very dangerous, right? So that's the reason we do not tame and we do not get even the thought of taming these kind of wild animals in our home. So here the story is about how to tame a wolf. Okay, there are two people, Scott and Matt. Okay, so how these two guys also have one dog as a pet. Okay, that dog name is what its name? It has some name. Okay, I'll be telling you all while telling the story. Its name is Major. Okay, the dog name is Major. They have come to a place, these three guys along with the dog come to a place where there was a person named Smith who was having a wolf with her. She did not train it but kept it as an animal who can take her from one place to another. You know that in the snowy region there are wolves used as a cart. Okay, as in our villages the people use bullocks to move from one place to another or take the load or the another luggage from one place to another. They use these bullock carts, right, or horse carts. In the snowy region they use wolves or the wild dogs as well as the reindeers. So let's see, after seeing the wolf there, how these two guys, Matt and Scott, how they are responding to it. It's hopeless, said Weedon Scott. One of the guys seeing the wolf said, it's hopeless. It's a wild wolf and there is no way we can tame it. He is telling that it's a wild one. We cannot tame it. He glanced at White Fang, straining at the end of his chain, snarling and eager to get the sled dogs. The dogs that been driven away with a club by Matt and they lay at a distance. So here these guys came up with dogs and one of the dog name was Major, as I told you. So there was not one dog, there were many, like more than 2-3. Okay, so that men means what? More than one man. Okay, that men came along with their dogs. Here by seeing the wolf they said that it is untamable, we cannot tame it. By listening to these words, wolf gave them very furious look and it was looking at the dogs. It wanted to attack the dogs and wanted to kill. That is normal animal tendency. It doesn't want any other animal roam around them, right children? As it's a common experience to us, when there is a cat and dog in our surroundings, these both guys fight. Especially dog want to get ridden by the cats around him. He may be wolf, but he has been tamed, said Matt. There are marks of a sled harness on his chest. Sled means, see children, there is a kind of a cover chain here around the neck and one has to hold it or it has to be tied to a cart. He's saying that maybe it had tamed by someone, but we can understand that by seeing the marks on its neck. Why? You are right, exclaimed Scott. Then he was trained by someone to pull a sled before he fell into Beauty Smith's clutches. Now here he is telling, the Scott is telling, yes Matt, you are right. Maybe before to getting to Smith's clutches, that means Smith is a person who is keeping this wolf as its protector. Okay. Before getting into Beauty Smith's clutches, maybe before wherever it used to be, there it got tamed maybe because it had the marks on its neck. Now then he shook his head. We have had him for 2 weeks and if anything he is wilder than ever. So now let's keep him for 2 weeks. Then if he is more wild, then we will be killing him. Why don't we let him loose for a while? Suggested Matt. He may never have had his freedom before. Now here Matt is telling that let's leave him free. Let us take out the slit from his neck. Let it be free. Maybe from many days or many weeks it did not got freedom, so that it can roam on its own. Scott looked at him incredulously with a puzzled manner. How can we leave the wild wolf in the free? Maybe he attacked some another people. Yes, I know, you tried it, but you did not take a club with you, Matt said. Okay, you try it now. You try it then. Now here Matt is telling, maybe you tried to free it, but it attacked you. Once maybe it attacked you, but you did not take a club. Club is a kind of a stick, children, which is used to protect ourselves. When we are taking dog for a walk, we also take a stick from the protection of another animals, like another dogs, as well as this our dog also, because dog is a dog, animal is animal, right? Though we tame it, animal is animal. As it gets furious or it gets any what we call angry mood, it may attack even us. Matt got hold of a club and then went near White Fang. He observed the wolf snarling and bristling, but watching the club intently as Matt moved his hand towards his neck. Now Matt came there holding a club, that means a stick. White Fang, the wolf, was having white long teeth, okay, canines. He observed the wolf snarling and bristling. Snarling means growling, like the wolf or the dogs, they'll take up this sound, right, angry sound, that is known as snarling and bristling the teeth between each other. But watching the club intently as Matt moved his hand towards his back. Now Matt was just rubbing his hand on the wolf back, but this wolf was very much angry, and by seeing the stick in his hand, he just kept quiet. He was just patiently listening. See, he doesn't dare attack me while I have the club. That means he is used to it. Now Matt is telling to Scott, see, he is not at all attacking me. See, he is seeing the stick. Maybe he is used to the stick. That's what, he is not attacking me. White Fan crouched down but kept his eyes on the club and the hand. Matt unsapped the chain from his collar and stood back. Now Matt, what he did, he was removing the chain, whatever he was tied with. He was taking out. Here the White Fang was with the anger mode. He was looking at the stick, that means the club, and his hand only. White Fang could not believe that he was free. He padded a dozen feet away from men and then stopped. He anticipated a beating. He did not know what to make of the two new gods. He had never been set free by Smith except to fight, and then had been immediately caged again. Here, when this White Fang got free by the chains, whatever it was tied up, it ran. Padded means what? It ran for some distance. Then it stood there only. It was thinking that maybe our master, the two men, he was treating them as a god because they have freed them. Okay, so maybe these guys are going to beat me now because I have run very far from him. But he was feeling very happy, this wolf. He was thinking that the Smith, the owner of that wolf, he never set him free except for the war or for the fights, and again caged him, put him in his cage. What was this new trick that was being played by the humans? When nothing happened, White Fang walked further away and paused. He was puzzled. So he was thinking, White Fang, why these two people are setting me free? What is going on with these new human beings? Why they are making me like this? Why they are making me walk freely? Then he walked further from that place and again he was confused. Again there he stopped. Won't he run away? Asked Scott. Then Scott came to Matt and said, you let him free. Don't you think that he will be running away? We have to wait and see, said Matt. Now Matt replied to Scott that we should wait and see whether he will run away or he will come back to me. Poor devil, said Scott. What he needs is a little kindness. Now here Scott is telling, so sad of this wolf, like we treat wild animals as devils, right? So it's very pity of that wild animal. It needs a little kindness, love and affection from the people. He went into his cabin and came out with a piece of meat which he threw to White Fang. Okay, the Scott went inside. Matt went inside in his cabin and brought a piece of meat to throw to the White Fang. He was about to put the food to that wolf. But here what had happened? Before Matt could react, one of the sled dogs, Major, leaped forward to it and forward to get the meat. Matt's shouted warning was too late. White Fang was like a streak of lightning as he slashed at Major's throat and let it open. He lay bleeding to death on the snow. So this here Matt came out with the piece of meat. He threw to the wolf only. But what had happened? There were dogs, right? The two men were having dogs. So one of the dogs also wanted to take the piece of meat. It ran and it would pounce the meat and it was eating. Before that dog had eaten the meat, the wolf came back and attacked the dog and cut his throat. There the dog fell by cut open of the throat and it lay dead by lots of bleeding which was coming out, lots of blood which was coming out from its throat. So here it's Major's fault, said Scott quickly. It served him right. Now here Scott was telling that it is Major's fault. Okay, that it has been died only because its own fault. The meat was not for the dog. It was for the White Fang, right children? But here what happened? The dog, the Major came and wanted to take that which he got punishment. We should not never take the things which is not meant to us. Matt had extended his leg to kick White Fang when he felt a slash and then White Fang had leaped clear. His trousers were ripped and blood dripped down. Now when it was biting the dog, here Matt extended a leg to kick him to White Fang. But what had happened? Here White Fang even tried to slash this Matt's leg. At that time it had saved himself. Matt had saved himself, but also he got somewhat scratches on his leg where the bleeding was going on. I was wrong, Matt, said Scott in a despairing voice. Now Scott was telling, no, I was wrong. It is very wild and we cannot tame it. In the starting when Matt was telling to him that it is not possible to tame this wolf, but Scott was arguing with him, no, if we show some kindness and love, we can definitely tame it. Right, but here by seeing the situation, he is telling, no, we cannot tame it now, it is my fault. Now he is untamable. This is the best thing we could do for him. We cannot tame this guy, we have to leave him in the open. He took out his revolver and started loading it. Now Scott, what he did, he took out the revolver and started loading the bullets in it. He thought to kill him so that it will be free, completely free. He will not be attacking any other animals as well as the human beings. Now it was Matt's turn to plead for White Fang. Now what happened? Scott had tried his best, right? Now it was Matt's turn. No, let's give him a chance. As you said, Major got what he deserved. He went for White Fang's meat. Then I tried to kick him for something that he did out of instinct. He's been through hell. We must give him time to recover. And if he is still no different, I will kill him myself. So here now Matt is telling, see, please don't kill him. You are loading the revolver, right? Please don't kill him. It was not his fault. He was completely being held in the hell because he was always chained and always kept only for the fight and the warfare. So he never know what is the emotion of another human beings or another animals. So we have to take some time to teach him. We should not kill him. If also he is behaving in the same way, definitely I will kill him by myself. Alright, sighed Scott, putting away his revolver. Now Scott had put down his revolver in his own pocket and said, okay fine, we'll give some time to him. I really don't want to kill him or have been killed. Let's keep him loose for a few days and show him only kindness. Now Scott is telling, I don't want to kill him, it's an animal, right? So let's give him some time. Then if also it is not listening, then I will kill him by myself. Let's give him some love and kindness. He then walked towards White Fang, speaking softly and soothingly. Now Scott went to the White Fang, the wolf, and he started talking smoothly. Okay, cool down. It's all right, don't worry. He started telling. Take the club, warned Matt. Now Matt was telling, why don't you take that stick, that club along with you? Don't go near to him without holding a stick. No, he has to get used to kindness, not treats. Here Scott is telling, no, I do not need that club, because we have to teach the wolf the kindness, not always the attacking powers. White Fang watched as Scott approached. When he was coming near, Scott was coming near to the White Fang, he was watching him. He had killed his god's dog and bitten one of his companions, something that deserved severe punishment, but the god did not have a club. Now here, this Fang, the wolf, was thinking, see, I have killed one of their dog and also have ripped one of his friend's legs, that means scratched his leg. Definitely I am going to be beaten by this man, but this guy is walking without any stick in hand. I don't know how can I repay this kindness to him. He was in confused manner. He waited. Scott came closer and then his hand started descending. White Fang was torn between two impulses. Now when Scott came near to the wolf and was just rubbing his hand towards his back, on his back, this wolf was confused in the dilemma. He was there whether he will be killing me or whether he will be leaving me free. He was having this kind of a dilemma in his mind. He wanted to submit the hand to the hand, but he hated being touched. He bristled and crouched, snarling. When the hand touched his head, he lost control. Scott took his hand away, but he was not quick enough. He felt this sharp slash of fangs and then the wolf jumped clear. So here when the Scott was rubbing his hand on his back, the wolf was in much anger, as it is an animal, right children? Here also it was angry, but he did not do anything. When Scott had touched his head here, he suddenly turned his head and he was about to bite him. But here Scott had taken his hand immediately, but also felt the sharpness of his teeth on the back of his hand. Scott saw Matt bring the rifle out. Now when the Scott turned back, he saw Matt was coming out bringing the rifle, the revolver in his hand. The rifle, another gun, a kind of a gun which is bigger than the revolver. He saw Matt was coming with the gun. Here Scott understood, now Matt is going to definitely kill this guy, the wolf. What are you doing? He said. We must have more time. He must have more time. It's my fault. The change can't happen in a day. Now here he is telling to Matt, please don't kill him. See, it is my fault. I cannot expect the change. That means wolf cannot change its mindset in a day, right? We have to give him some more time to change. No, I said, I would kill him if he attacked again. Matt was saying, see here it is the second or third time he is attacking you or attacking us. Now if he is going to attack you again, I am going to definitely kill them. He picked up the rifle. Scott noticed White Fang snarling. He was looking at Matt, not Scott. Now when Scott noticed that the Fang was looking at Matt, at the rifle also what he was holding in his hand, he was looking at him and to Matt, not to Scott, who was standing nearby to him. Hey, this fellow knows all about firearms, said Scott. He is pretty intelligent. Now Scott is telling, see, this wolf also know what are the firearms. Firearms means weapons like guns and all, children. So he is telling that this wolf also know what are firearms. That is what is a gun. He is so intelligent. Watch, said Matt and brought the rifle to his shoulder. But before he had completed his movement, White Fang had vanished behind the cabin. So here Matt, what he did, okay, let's see how far he is intelligent by recognizing the weapons. He kept the rifle on his shoulder. But here what had happened, the White Fang got cooled and went inside its cabin. It did not, here he did not attack them. It would be pity to kill a dog that is so intelligent, agreed Matt and Scott smiled. Now here Matt is telling that it is very much unkind to kill a dog, that is wolf, who is very intelligent. See, after seeing the gun in my hand, it went into the cabin thinking that we will be killing it. Now Scott smiled by looking at Matt. The next few weeks proved to be a learning experience for both Weedon Scott and White Fang. So next 2 weeks were very much troublesome by seeing the training to the wolf given by Weedon Scott. With great patience and infinite love, Scott persuaded White Fang to shed his fear of him. He succeeded in getting him to take meat from his fingers. He talked to White Fang soothingly, kindly, and for long hours. Now here he trained it. First, the training was, you don't get fear of me, I am not going to kill you. It made it sit in his mind. Okay. Finally, it was becoming very normal. It lost the fear of the Scott, that Scott is going to kill me. Then he learned him how to take the meat from his finger. Then day by day the training was on. So here Scott started talking to him in the lovely manner, in the very soothingly and very kindful words. The day came when Scott brought his hand down again on White Fang's head. White Fang crouched now, his senses alert, a deep growl emanating from his throat. He controlled himself from springing, but it was a huge effort. Now, once he tried putting his hand on his head, right, it had attacked. Now, after a few weeks, when it got proper training, now again what Scott have done, now again when he was rubbing the hand on his head, here the wolf again was getting angry, but it controlled itself. It said to itself, no, this guy is not going to harm me. It's not much danger to be in his company. It has controlled his voice and snarling anger with lots of effort. So the hand descended and hand began stroking his hair. Scott continued making soothing noises. When this god rubbed the space between White Fang's ears, he experienced a pleasing sensation. Now here, White Fang was controlling his anger, and he was completely getting attached to the emotional bond between this man and the dog and himself, the god. He is calling him God because he is the one who set him free, right? So he started being very friendly with him. Slowly, he developed a liking for Scott. After many weeks, the liking turned to love. So after many weeks, he started being friendly to him. Then that friendship began changed into love. So it's really hard, right, children? Taming a wild animal and bringing him to its own senses and making him cool and try to understand and teach him what is correct and what is wrong. Right, children? So it's an adapted expert from White Fang by Jack London. So Jack London have written this story. It has been adapted from his books. Okay, White Fang. The name of the part is White Fang, but here we have learned this lesson by Blessed Wolf. So here, how we can tell the wolf had got the blessed life, because he got a master who tried to teach him, give him the right training. Okay, children, I think you all guys understood. And once again go through the lesson and the meanings. In the next video, we'll be writing the notes. Okay, bye-bye.